everyone. In today's class, I'm going to discuss the most important topic in Unit 5, that is the electrical safety. So, as a biomedical engineer, we know how important this electrical safety as far as medical sector line, because whatever device we are designing, that is medical device, these medical device we have to be ensure regarding the electrical safety, because these medical devices we are going to apply on the patient in order to do any treatment or diagnosing and so on. So if there is any failures in medical device or any leakage current or any short circuit is happen in the medical device, anyway it's going to affect the patient. So by ensuring the electrical safety, we can promote the patient safety. So in this class I'm going to cover the basic, right from the basic, that is what is mean by shock and what are the different root cause or the possible reason for the person to get the shock, and what are the different types of shock, that is the macro shock and micro shocks, and followed by we are going to have a discussion on what are the different safety measures or the management techniques or the prevention techniques in order to avoid this shock. Okay, so let's start the basic definition, that is what is mean by shock. So shock is nothing but it's a painful stimulation of sensory nerves which is caused by sudden flow of current. So the shock is happening like because of when there is a sudden or unintentional flow of current happening or passed into our body, this current will shut down or disrupt the normal physiological functions of the body. Okay, so because of this disruption or the collapse happened by this current, we will have a adverse side effects or adverse consequence. Again, this adverse consequence or the side effects based on the current, based on the intensity of current or the duration of current. Okay, so this is all about the basic definition of the shock. The department where the shock is highly predominant, that means the highly the risk of shock is very high in the sense of physiotherapy department, because we are in all over the department, the hospitals, we were using the medical electronic device, but the thing, if you see the physiotherapy department where you are using the current as one of the source in order to treat the some sort of disorders. So if there is any problem with this particular electrotherapy equipments or physiotherapy equipments, then obviously there is a high chance for the particular person to get shock rather than the equipments being used in other departments in the hospitals. So we have to be very careful in our physiotherapy department equipments. We have to ensure the electrical safety in order to give good patient safety. I mean to give or to promote or to enhance the patient safety. Okay, so what are the root cause for this shock in the sense? First one is the poor design or the service of the device. So we have to be like very careful or very conscious when we are designing the device by doing proper isolation or proper insulation materials when we are making the device, and also during service also we have to do proper service and we have to be followed periodically. Okay, so we are if you are not following this in the sense, obviously there will be high chance for the person to get the shock. And also the second point is the mishandling by the users. Okay, the user should be trained in such a way to use that particular device in proper manner, else the mishandling will also leads to get a shock. Okay, third one is inadequate insulation in the equipment. So the equipment should have the adequate insulation material, so that that is a non-conductive material, so that the person when knowingly or unknowingly touch that machine, there is no chance for the person to get the shock. And fourth point is a poor communication between therapeutic and patient. It means that the patient who is undergoing treatment, who is carrying all the device over their body, if they don't have any knowledge about what is happening around them, in the sense they knowingly or unknowingly they will mishandle the device, or they will misplace the electrodes, or they will move the device, right? So that should be have a proper communication. The proper communication should be established between therapist, that is the physicians, to the patient. So and so reason we have kept this device in order to monitor your vital signs, like that. They have to explain each and everything to the patient, to make them to calm, and to make them to understand, to make them to know the importance of doing this particular treatment. So that in this, if you are doing in this way, then there is like the patient also will be very careful that what is happening, like they will be very that is, they will be very careful what is happening around them. Okay, so last one is the lack of safety protocols. That is very very important, that we have to be like follow the safety protocols each and every times, which includes a proper inspection, proper maintenance, and proper in we have to maintain proper environment. So if there is any labs in this inspection maintenance environment, there are also high chance for the person to get the shock. So these are the main thing, for a particular I mean different possible reason for the person to get shock who are being admitted in the hospitals. Here I have given the real examples of damaged cards and the improper setups. We have witnessed these things of damaged cords, improper setups, or exposed wires in everywhere, like even our working place or in hospitals, right? So, but we people never mind these sort of things. Simply, we will continue using these sort of wires without discarding it, or without doing correcting it, right? So but these are the things which have high risk to get a shock. So whenever you see these exposed wires or torn wires, immediately we have to do some insulation type, or you can just replace the torn part with the new wires. Okay, so these are the few examples, and another two examples I have listed here, that is the overloading hazards and the water hazards. So overloading is nothing but you are going to overload all the things in particular circuits. Okay, so these overload, okay, or if you are giving overload to the particular circuit, in the sense immediately it will become overheat, and which also leads to burst out at one point. So that will give you shock. So that also that particular thing also to be should be avoided in order to like to get overcome from the shock. And second one is the water near outlets. So if you see the waters, if you see the outlets wherever near to the waters, that is especially the sink or wash basin, that outlet should have a proper GFCI, that is a ground fault current interpreter. So if it is not have these interpreters GFCI, then obviously that outlet will have high tendency to produce the shock. So the water so whenever you are using the outlets near the water pipe, that is sink, near to the sink, then we must use GFCI protection circuit in order to avoid the shock. So these are the few real-time examples that